Living full-time on a boat is pretty awesome, even when there are boat projects. We actually had a friend tell us once that everything on your boat is broken, you just don't know it yet. And even though we've had a lot of this, we've also had a lot of this. And some of this. Not good if you want to anchor out. Projects can be really frustrating, and they often come with big price tags. However, the fact that you are learning a new skill is priceless.
Hi, I'm Monica and this is Darren. We sold our house and everything that went with it to buy a boat and live on the water. Together with our dog, Captain Kaya, we're cruising the southern islands of Florida, the Bahamas, and the Caribbean, meeting the people, sampling the food, and learning the culture of these unique tropical places. So come with us and follow our yard to yacht journey on your home TV as we go seeking adventure.
So we're looking for a place that we can access the beach to go snorkeling so we can look for lobsters.
I don't think this is it though.
I don't think this is it either, but we see a place where we could bring our dinghy, if we can trust the dinghy, to get us there and back, then it'd be an easy trip.
That's a big if.
That's a big if.
But we're gonna have to try it. Put our trust into the dinghy. Where is everybody?
This is a slow season, Monica.
There's nobody here. We're told that there's a bar and a resort that we could actually buy stuff. So there must be something. We just got to keep going. All right, so that was a little bit surprising because we've had multiple people that have told us just dock your boat here and there's a resort here and you can just walk in, talk to the guard gate and say you're here to buy a drink or food, and then you can use the place, but there's nobody here.
The buildings look like they're in good shape. I think that probably because of the low season they just shut off access to these buildings. It looks like the buildings across the parking lot, which we can't get to because all the gates are padlocked.
Plan B is now to get back in the dinghy and go back out the jetties and see what the waves are like out there, and if it's decent, it should be an easy ride in the dinghy to just go around and basically get to the resort from the ocean side and just pull up on the beach. I think it's time to get the paddles out.
Yeah, we're making progress. I think we only have about 10 more miles to go. If I can get Monica to help me, this would go a little quicker. Put your back into it, Monica. Come on, Monica, a little harder.
We used to have 1.5 oars. At least we have upgraded our oars now, so we have 2 whole ones.
Monica told me to smile for the camera, but I don't feel like it. The crew is starting to argue a little bit. I want some water, but she won't give it to me.
You have to ration the water.
Well, that didn't go as planned, and we now got ourselves another boat project. One thing we've come to learn is that boaters are always eager to help each other, and Gail, our new boat friend, taught us a lot about troubleshooting outboards.
So this right here is your carburetor.
So, after cleaning the carburetor and fuel filter, changing the spark plugs, replacing the fuel lines, cleaning the fuel, and making a few adjustments, the outboard seemed to be happy.
This motor being 20 years old, there are so many things with this motor that for a beginner, it's probably not the best fit, but it is what it is at this point. So I am just glad that we got it fixed. Right, Kaya? So we're taking the boat out today. We're going to test our macerators. We're hoping that they work today enough that we can get the job done of pumping out. It's nice and calm today, at least here in the marina. So we're hoping it'll be the same coming out in the ocean. It's 1 foot waves today. The intervals starts around 7 seconds, and as the morning continues to go toward early afternoon, the intervals is becoming shorter. So we want to get this done this morning. Going out at the dead of low tide, so our depth will alert us multiple times going out. We have it set to start beeping at 5 feet of water under the keel, which is probably a little more than it should be here in the Bahamas, because you do have a lot of shallow water that we need to get used to. And it's always a little nerve-wracking when that alarm starts beeping. But it's 5 feet from under the keel, just like now. And we draw 3.8. So we should be good. Reminding me in the ear to go real slow, which is very smart when it's shallow. It's smart in any case, actually, when you're in the marina. So I'm just using the shifters here to bump our way forward. I have a secret to tell for the whole world now to know. That the last time we went out, we looked at the weather and everything looked great. There was a couple feet of wave height, but it said the intervals were 4 to 5 feet between them. And we come out here and it doesn't look like that at all. So it was much, much worse than what we expected. And we actually saw it from this fairway, looking out, that the waves are kind of crashing in on the jetties. But we were just so fixated on basically every app and everything that we looked at said that it should be fine. The difference was that we had a south wind, and we're going out on the south. Yeah, Darren's talking in my ear. No, we're still 15 feet down. We haven't reached that shallow spot yet. So we're going out on the south end of the island. So with a south wind, we had a tremendous amount of fetch. And that just really just messed up the sea state. It wasn't what the app said. So we learned a hard lesson. We turned around, we came back, and we were fine. But it really scared both of us. All right, here we go. We're leaving it's just such a relief. My heart was pounding going through those jetties from the last time we went out. No doubt that that was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life the last time. So kind of like if you fall off a bike, you know, you just got to get back on and do it again, right? Or you're going to be scared forever. So this was a very good experience. So we are now on autopilot, and we're just going to keep going out until we're 3 miles out. That's when you can do the pump out. And if everything works well with the macerators, then we will have had an amazing day, and we should be back way before noon. So then we can take the rest of the day off. That's the plan anyway. So what's your job today, Darren? Do you have a shitty job ahead of you?
Yeah, it's going to be a shitty job. Monica thinks that's very cute, but I have to do it. Now, I think it's going to go good. We have a macerator system to pump out the blackwater tanks, and if that system doesn't function appropriately, we can't stay in the Bahamas. We have to go back to Florida. So it's critical that we get it working. We have 2 separate systems. The one worked fine the first time we did it, so I think it'll be fine again. The other one was leaking both times we've tried it so far, but I think we fixed the leak. So if it doesn't leak, now we'll get to run it and we'll see how it works. So this entire white plastic box is the tank, and it goes pretty far back, all the way to the other side of that wall. But then obviously it's got some stair-step patterns to it. I don't know why it has all that, but the macerator is that piece right there. It's the macerator pump and the grinder, I believe, and it pushes it out of this hose. And that is the valve, which we open up to let the water go out under the boat. And that's the through hull for this system. This is the aft system, just the same as on the front. A couple different little safety features. You see, this is an electrical switch where we can turn it on. So we turn it on here at the breaker and also at the valve before you can get the system going. That's designed to keep you from accidentally pumping overboard where you're not allowed to.
All right, Darren, so we are all now very eager to get an update.
Yeah, so good news and bad news, I guess. The aft head, the one that has been leaking, didn't leak, and it pumped out great. The forward head just doesn't seem to be working. I mean, the pump's running. You can see in the little holding tank there's water moving. The pipe feels like there's something moving. It's kind of vibrating a little bit, but the light's never turning green.
Back in this inlet, and unfortunately it's still very low tide. Everybody says that you got to be very careful because it can get very shallow, so you're always on edge going in here. If we were in a sailboat, we would have to time this to be high tide. There's a big probability if you draw 5 or 6 feet that you will hit bottom. So Darren just saw a shark. Oh, cool. I don't know if it'll show up on the video, but we'll see. And I see something smack in the middle of the channel over there. What is that? I can't go around it, so I'm just gonna have to go right over it. 2 and 3 coconuts and seaweed, Darren says. As long as there's no ropes or anything that could possibly be wrapped around the prop, we should be okay. Alright, so this is always very nerve-wracking. I can breathe. I can breathe. Yes. Oh my goodness. have to remember to breathe in my stomach.